million cups. It's named that because we drink lots of free coffee. We get that from Carla, who gives it to us every Wednesday morning for the last 5.5 years. So whenever you're out and about on the other days, make sure you buy some Carla coffee. And this 1 million cups comes from the Kaufman Foundation in Kansas City. They support entrepreneurship, and there are over 100 of these around the country. So today we have two presenters, as we always do, 6 minutes each, followed by 20 minutes of Q&A. The organizers are Natalie Fisher, right over here, Chris Bennett, right here, and I'm Merle Baines. That's all you got today. And we're ready to get started. Ian from Zing Drones is going to tell us about drone delivery. Come on up. Maybe we should have had him deliver our coffee.
All right. Hello.
Good morning.
5 years ago, Amazon promised that they were going to deliver by drones and get to your doorstep within 30 minutes. And many of you probably saw this video. It went viral. They launched this campaign on December 1st of 2013, and it was very good for them to launch on that day because it was the day before Cyber Monday. So this actually ended up being one of the greatest free advertising campaigns that they ever ran. They never ended up delivering, no pun intended. So, yeah, a few news articles came out this December about how Amazon promised to deliver, but they never fulfilled their promises. So, the problem with current online ordering systems is that they're slow, they're expensive, and they're wasteful. Drone deliveries are quick, they're cheap, and they're environmentally friendly, fully electric. Now, who here has a drone or knows somebody who owns a drone? So we have the majority of the audience. There's over 1 million drones registered in the United States with the Federal Aviation Administration. And now, if you want to make money with your drone, say you want to do real estate photography or something similar, you'll need your FAA license, which looks like this. And just to throw out some numbers, how many people do you think in the United States have their FAA license for flying drones? You. 1,000? 21,000? There's actually 80,000 people, over 80,000 right now that have their FAA license to fly drones in the United States. So one day I was out flying my drone and I thought, what if I could fly this thing to a restaurant or to a pharmacy, pick up something from that restaurant or pharmacy, fly it to a user and drop it off, and then return home, all automatically. So DJI, the #1 provider of drones in the United States, they're basically owned by a majority of these licensed pilots. So these drones have a 30-minute flight time. They can fly up to 7 miles away from the drone pilot, and they have a platform to write custom software. So you can write software that makes these drones fly on autopilot. So basically, I had this idea of writing an app that would make the drone fly on autopilot to the restaurant, to the user, and then back home. And so we launched the very first iPhone app to ever hit the App Store for drone delivery. And here's a video demonstration of that app. So it's like the pick up and drop off locations. That would be like the restaurant and where the user is located. Our takeoff distance to 30 meters, all on autopilot, autonomously. Might be frozen here. So the drone descends to 5 meters at the pickup location after it flies there. And once that drone lands, or descends to 5 meters, pilot has manual control again, so they can safely pick up the package. It's a little freezing, but basically the drone will remain on its flight path to the locations, and they can rotate the drone, change the speed of the drone, but it will always remain on the flight path to those two locations. And once they pick up the food or they drop it off, then the drone can return home on autopilot. But there's also an abort button if there's any obstacles or anything in the way. And then the drone lands on autopilot. So yeah, that's the app. And we also launched custom delivery boxes, as you can see here. They're extremely lightweight. If you want to do it. Yeah. They're very lightweight and they're very aerodynamic. Now this drone, it can handle as if nothing was even attached. So here's a video of that drone delivery box in action. Delivering some cereal. And now keep in mind, these drones can fly up to 5 miles, and the newer model of that drone can fly up to 7 miles. And this entire delivery was on autopilot. Alright, that's a demo of the product. And since we launched 6 months ago, oh yes, one minute. Oh, 1 minute? All right. Since we launched 1 month ago, we've had over 1,000 drone pilots sign up for our platform, and 250 of them have verified their Part 107 license with us. And there's a map of our current drones we have, drone pilots we have flying with us. And they've made over 150 deliveries using our app. And the main hurdle right now is regulations. So right now the FAA LANCE program is something that basically allows you to get air traffic control clearance within 90 seconds, whereas it used to take 90 days. And even though it took 90 days, pretty much 90% of the time they'd say no. So within 90 seconds now, you're probably going to get a chance. And they roll this out throughout the entire United States. And
first question, tell us a little bit about your team.
Oh, our team. So I'm the CEO, founder. Lauren, she's our lead marketer. Jim Locke, he has a ton of experience in the drone industry. He exited a drone company for $400 million. And he's actually used to be an Air Force UAS operator. And then John Henry, he actually uploaded his consciousness to that drone. And yeah, so he's an FAA compliance specialist, and he has gotten waivers for things that only 1% of applicants have actually gotten the waiver for, and that's going to be critical for us moving forward. Yes.
Hi. Really fascinating concept. So what I'm struggling with is I get most of it. I get you doing all this on pilot, whatever. It's when you actually get to the restaurant.
Yes.
So, like, somebody could just take this drone and steal it. How does it? It's not like you can just walk through the door. Can you just sort of explain that part of the process?
So that is the main problem right now, I guess, is that say when the drone lands, somebody could steal it or anything. Like what we need is liability insurance for if the drone gets stolen or
But even
anything
before
like
you
that.
get to that point, how does it even get? As I said, the drone can't open a door and walk in and like Uber Eats and say, I'm here to pick up the food.
That's
So
true.
We can definitely talk liability, but I'm just trying to get to process right now.
Okay. So yeah, we're still thinking through that part. There's other drone delivery companies that have like a lift system where it would drop it down and somebody would come outside of the restaurant and place the object inside of the drone or the box. But this one, since it's firmly attached to the drone, and it takes off and lands with that box attached. So basically, it would have to land, the restaurant owner or whoever would come out, place the item inside the box, and it would take off and fly to the user's location. It would have to land again. But that is the main hurdle right now.
It's a big hurdle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great concept, but I'm just,
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
struggling to visualize it.
I agree. Yes.
Can you tell us more about your background?
My background. So in the past, I had a computer science degree at Florida State University. I do a lot of iOS development. I worked with a lot of startups doing iOS development. So I was able to bootstrap this app and basically just develop the iOS side myself. Oh, yes.
How much weight can any drone carry with it?
That's a good question. Now this specific drone can carry up to 2 pounds, but that does affect the battery life. And we do a calculation, or DJI does a calculation based on payload weight on how much time it can fly. And that basically, when the autopilot happens, that weight is taken into account. But DJI also manufactures drones that are sized up from this, and also many sizes up from this that can carry up to 25 pounds. And the software that I wrote is compatible with all of those drones. Yes, sir.
Hey, so you're a smart guy and you got some smart people working with you, but I think that Benzo's also a pretty smart guy. There's smart people working with him. So what is it about your idea that is going to do what he wasn't able to do?
So with Jeff Bezos, basically, I mean, I think what he did was just a giant PR stunt. But that's just my personal opinion. But basically, since we have thousands of pilots around the United States that are all within 2 miles of a lot of people, they can personally perform these drone flights, rather than Jeff Bezos hiring on these drone pilots. And all of them are on salary, have been trained by Amazon, and I mean, he would be able to do it if he tried hard enough. But I just don't think that he's actually attempting to do it, because physically capable, technologically we can do it. It's just the regulations right now.
And just follow up, can the drone come up to my balcony or like, does it have to be the elevator?
It'll probably come up to your balcony. Oh, yes, sir.
What about bad weather? What about rain and high winds and snow and hurricanes?
That's a very good point. And some of these drones that DJI develops, they are capable of flying in bad conditions, but a lot of them are not. So we would have to factor in weather, possibly with like a weather API, and say like, you can't fly right now, there's going to be rain within 30 minutes, however much percentage of chance. Yes, sir.
So I think it's really smart going after the software layer of this because, you know, one company to figure out start to finish everything that's going to go into a drone delivery. To people's point, there's like a million complicated challenges, but drones do fall into like the hobbyist category. If you think about tools that were made for like ham radio operators, created the evolution of, you know, the AM radio and all these other things that came from it. So I love the fact that you're going after the, like, hey, let's take a piece of the delivery puzzle, which is the actual software and rollout behind it. You're really good at that. So my follow-up question to that is your, you know, are your goals more of a, hey, we're going to create a business model around licensing the software, or are you guys trying to actually develop, like, is showing this more like a demonstration of what could be possible with the platform, and then you want others to go build that part of it, or are you trying to do the full spectrum?
We have developed a software platform, but anyone could come in and just develop this right after us, because DJI's custom software is very easy to develop with. But we want to do the whole thing. We developed that 3D printed box. We want to have a platform for any DJI owner to deliver, similar to Uber Eats.
Then just a quick follow-up, I know it's a small thing, but I know DJI got a lot of heat over security, and all of a sudden Trump wasn't going to let them even sell in the US. Like, is DJI a partner? Is it open to other drones? What's the status on the whole?
DJI had this big scandal recently where $150 million was lost through employees and some kind of internal fraud. And so basically, they're still being sold in the US, And I think that a majority of drone pilots use and trust DJI drones more than any others. A lot of these other drones will fall out of the sky and things like that, whereas DJI does not have a history of anything like that. So I think DJI would be the most trusted platform right now to bring drones into the United States. Yes, sir.
Have you done any PR on podcasts or anything?
Not yet. Not yet.
There's a local podcast called The Drone Radio Show.
Okay.
See me after I'm next week.
I think I've actually seen that guy. Yeah.
He's the city planner for Tampa, the top 5 influencer in the world, so he's right here. Connect with him.
All right. Sounds good. Yes, sir.
Going back to the security thing, you said there's an issue with getting insurance. What, I mean, my thought process of this is if reasonably smart IT guys like you can hack into banks, the military, I'm pretty sure you could probably hack into the drone as well. And if you want to open lots of high dollar and get into another area, incredibly regulated items like drugs, which is a whole other hurdle.
Yeah.
How do you say, okay, this won't be,
hacked.
there won't be somebody else waiting for that item to take off. I mean, I can't imagine I'm gonna do it for food, like, a box of Rice Krispies. But it seems to me this works with high dollar, small items is where the sweet spot is. I can just keep hanging around going, hey, would they pick up that juice?
Yeah. That is a very valid worry that I have a lot, because if this thing lands and anybody's around and just run up, either take the drone or open the thing and take out a prescription or whatever, that could be a big problem. But the next iteration of this platform, I think, is going to be like a kind of a lift device where it would like drop it down, and whenever that thing gets placed in there, it just launches straight up, giving no one a real good amount of time to take anything. But
Challenging center.
yeah. Well, it's the same reason. I mean, say if somebody at Uber Eats guy was walking out to his car, nobody's gonna run up and take the bag from him and run away. Very similar to that, I guess.
So there's a lot of bikes that you can rent, or scooters now that you can rent, but you obviously have an app that unlocks it.
Yeah.
You thought maybe that might be a good
Oh.
solution to that as well?
That is a really good idea. And actually, I was thinking of making a Bluetooth device that attaches to this. And if it's tampered with, some kind of alarm starts, and a GPS tracker starts, that can be tracked by the police or something. But yeah, I really like that idea. Some kind of locking device with Bluetooth and GPS.
So, just kind of a technical suggestion and a question. The technical suggestion is, when you run those videos, since you're doing the voiceover, maybe lower the volume of the music so we can hear what
Okay.
you're saying a little better.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
fine, but, just something to think about. And my question has to do with what you see as like kind of the next steps with this business or this project, or however you're looking at it.
Great question. So our next steps are definitely to start testing, I guess, well, the next steps with this entire platform are in the hands of the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration. Basically, we need to get these regulations passed that will allow us to make flights. And a slide I think to show, if I can go back real quick, the NASA UTM program, they're actively testing 13 test sites around the United States. They're doing drone operations, like in San Diego, they're actually doing drone deliveries. So this program has been going on for 4 years. It's called the Unmanned Traffic Management Program, and it's actually ending in September of 2019. So that's one of the main reasons why right now is the best time for drone deliveries. And when this ends in September of 2019, they're submitting their final results to the FAA, and that's likely going to change the regulations. Yes, sir.
What is your relationship with all of these pilots? Are they, what is it, like an Uber driver or?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they could do it for anybody else at the same time, or?
Yeah, I was hoping to give them like kind of an Uber driver exactly kind of relationship, because they've all signed up to fly with us basically because they want to monetize their drone flexibly on their own time and like whenever they want, I guess. Yes.
So you mentioned there's, obviously there's a lot of heavy regulations around this when you can do stuff. as a startup, trying to fly in the face of regulation, what's your runway for trying to incorporate no, but like practically speaking, is 2019, are regulations in the way of you hitting revenue, getting any revenue or goals? If so, what's kind of your board's plan to, are you guys doing multiple things at once, and is this something that you're just kind of making sure is all already in the wings until the regulations?
Yeah,
already,
I understand.
Or tell us a little bit about like when you expect revenue. Is it regulation based? What are the plans around that? Right?
So we actually are selling these delivery boxes right now for current revenue, and you can make deliveries right now within FAA regulations if you're within line of sight and you're not delivering something to someone else. So, or basically delivering someone else's property to them. So basically right now we've sold our first delivery box to somebody in New York. We have a larger delivery box than this one, and it goes on that same drone. It would fit like a Jimmy John sub, things like that. And he's actually a drone pilot, teacher, and he teaches students all around the United States about drones and like writing custom software for them and stuff. So that's our current revenue model, and eventually we want to have like a flat rate for deliveries, and then the restaurants would pay a subscription per month, fixed rate.
Because I guess just as a follow-up to that,
Yeah.
I do see the world going that way, but that could be a couple years out, right? Like, is the reliance this year to sell a ton of those delivery boxes to be able to pay yourself and your board? Like, what's the plan for this?
So that's a great question. Like right now, the plan is definitely we're launching a Kickstarter in a couple of weeks, and we actually are 3D printing 10 of these boxes to send out to influencers, and we're going to kind of use those Kickstarter funds to fund us for the next few months. But until September of 2018, with that NASA UTM program, I think that it's good, or 2019, it's going to be hard to like get revenue with this business model of the flat rate for deliveries and the monthly subscription. So right now it is just focused on selling these delivery boxes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Another privacy concern, where drones can fly.
Yeah,
Your pilots or the FAA, who determines what route they can take from point A to point B without going over somebody's backyard and invading their privacy?
That's very true. Well, the drones, they can fly up to 400 feet legally in unclassified airspace. So if it's flying at 400 feet, that drone will not be able to distinguish your house from up that high, and you wouldn't be able to hear it at all. So at 400 feet, if it's flying on any flight path, it wouldn't come into contact with any manned aircraft unless they're flying below 400, which is unlikely. And you wouldn't be able to hear it, you wouldn't be able to see it, they wouldn't be able to see you or hear you.
What do you do in Manhattan?
Well, in like a very urban type environment, it would just, I guess, when it comes down to pick up whatever it is, and it comes down to drop it off, it would have a view of that specific area to where it's getting dropped off and picked up. But I guess, again, it's like if an Uber driver was driving through your neighborhood, he would be able to see your house, he'd be able to see all this kind of stuff, and only the pilot would be able to see it. Yes, sir.
Is this software specific to this drone?
Any DJI drone, and DJI is the #1 seller of drones in the United States and around the world.
And they're made in the US?
Made by.
Isn't the value of the software?
Yes, value is in the software for sure. And yeah, I guess they make this custom platforms, right? They need to find the software for their drones, and no other drone company has something similar. So, yes, sir.
From a safety standpoint, it's got 4 blades. One of them goes out. What happens?
So that's the problem with this quadcopter right here. It's not a lot of redundancy. But with the larger drones that DJI manufactures, there's like 6 or 8, and there's some redundancy there. But if one of these blades were to go out, it would be pretty catastrophic.
And if you lose, say for example, you lose one, the other one stops, the other 2 just set it down, you don't take care. Is that the way it's designed, like a helicopter?
Well, with this one right here, which is just 4 blades, no, this would take a free fall. So, but the thing to prevent that is a parachute. That's like it detects it's falling, it'll release the parachute. Awesome. Yes, sir.
Now that you have an idea of how you're going to start the company and you're selling these particular items that you designed, but also you want to do the script, have you worked out a budget, or do you need venture capital to go further?
Now with these 3D printed boxes, it takes over a day to print just one of these out, and it also is pretty high cost for electricity. So we really want to scale up our delivery boxes by either creating an injection molding and getting these delivered from China in like mass. So that would be the main cost right now, which we can't afford, is getting an injection molding, getting these things over here, and putting like the first delivery box on the Amazon store, prime shipping and everything. Thank you. Any other questions?
On the app that you've developed, if I go to Apple App Store,
Yeah.
you pay for that application?
Free, completely free. Over 200 drone pilots have downloaded it, and they made over 150 deliveries.
Okay, why would you charge for it?
Well, I do have one app that I charge for, it's called the Zing Point, and basically it lets you tap a place on the map and do an autonomous 360-degree real estate shot around that house, and it's $50. But I'm not charging it for it because we need to get as many users as we can to perfect this delivery system.
You may charge in the future, but right now, it's playing into your overall plan.
Yeah, just to get more users. That's our main goal right now. Any other questions?
I think it's actually time for the final question, which is what can we as a 1 Million Cup St. Pete community do to help cruising?
So I am launching a Kickstarter campaign on probably this coming Monday. And if you guys go to zingdrones.com/Kickstarter, you'll be able to see it there. But other than that, I guess just our Instagram, ZingHQ. We post all of our content there. We try to post daily. You'll be able to see all our progress. And yeah, I think that's it. Well, thank you very much.